This is Eldritch Buds, an actual play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast. What's up, buddies?
Buddies!
Sitting at the virtual table with me today is Scott.
Sneaky, stealthy, and suspicious of children, Cambrio Voss.
Wills.
Playing the ever-inquisitive Zed, the sorcerer rogue.
Speedy.
The shiny and full of sign, Chode.
And Josh.
Playing Jinxy, the Loxodon druid, who might now have an eye infection.
And I'm everyone else, your DM, Connor.
Hey buddies, Speedy here. Before we started today's episode, I just wanted to shout out a cool D&D podcast that you should check out called Snyder's Return. Here's the trailer.
Snyder's Return is a tabletop role-playing game interviews and actual play podcast. We interview content creators, Twitch streamers, and fellow podcasters, and we put out our own actual play using a variety of different systems. So come and join us, come and have a listen. You can find us on Twitter at Return Snyder. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, or check out our website at www.snydersreturn.squarespace.com.
Very cool. Make sure to give them a follow and check out their website. Now let's dive into another episode of Eldritch Buds. Previously on Eldritch Buds, our heroes returned to the Erasmus estate, where they were introduced to Korg, the gardener, and Emily, the telepathic daughter of John Henry. After showing the robot carcass to John Henry, our heroes split up. Jinxy goes off to help Korg with a growing weed problem, and the other three head into Botan, or is it Beaumont, to deliver a package to Jasmine at the Belle Chateau. After a brief stop at the Hunter's Mark to get some grapple bolts for Cambrio, our heroes reach the Belle Chateau and deliver the package. What's next for our heroes? Who will they run into next? Let's find out.
So, we're going to jump right into the kindergarten interaction with Chode. So, Chode, as you exit the Belle Chateau, you see a bunch of children run up, and one in particular, it's a small dwarven boy who has a full beard and comes up to you flabbergasted. Excuse me, are you Chode?
Finally, somebody recognizes the merchandise.
Oh my gosh! I watched one of your fights last year with my cousin and his friend. You were so cool! My mom said I wasn't allowed to go back to watch a fight in Tavier because my cousin's friend got hit by a thrown warhammer, and now he can't go to the bathroom by himself apparently. But hey, just 1 second, and he goes into his backpack and he pulls out a small leather children's shield with a bunch of cartoon fighters on it. It looks almost like a WWE piece
belt,
of yeah, exactly. And he takes it. He's like, would you please be able to sign an autograph for me? You're like the coolest gladiator I've ever seen. And he
Absolutely.
So he holds out his little toy leather shield, and as you grab it and you look, Chode, you are featured right in the middle prominently with your arms up after a victory. And he holds out a fantasy Sharpie.
Don't worry, kid. I come built in with one. The tip of my finger pops open, and it's got a little pen in it, and I'll sign it. And I'll say watch out for the warhammers, Chode.
Oh my! Do you guys see this? And all the other kids around him are like, ah! And they're just it's great. There's a little energy orgy in front of you, Chode.
You want to see a cool trick?
Yes.
Cambrio nods.
I have the drift globe, it's in a storage unit in my chest. Okay. So I kind of reach in and turn it on, and it kind of glows and lights up my entire body. Be bask in the glorious light of Chode.
Whoa! I'm gonna actually have you roll me a performance check with advantage because this is dope.
All right. God, for advantage, that was not a good first roll.
the episode. Second one wasn't even much better. 11.
11. So most of the kids are still like enamored, like, whoa! And then there's this one like asshole little girl. It's like, it's obviously like a magic light bulb, you idiots. You can see it in his mouth.
Hey, Sugar. Don't spoil your friend's happiness just because you can see through some things, alright? We get it. You're smart, you're intelligent, people like you. But just enjoy the show. It's a fun light experience. Don't be such a grouchy guess.
And all the other kids turn to look at her and are like, yeah, Gretchen, Choate says you suck.
Ooh, Gretchen.
I didn't. Hey, easy, Goldilocks. The kids, relax. I didn't say she sucked. She just needs to take a chill pill.
Take a chill pill and die.
Yeah, Gretchen, take a chill pill and die. And like, she starts crying.
Hey, don't feel bad. I got something special for you. And I'll walk over and I will cast straight up into the air. I'm gonna use Thunderclap just as like a big like straight up in the air to like release like this big shattering. So like and like this big echoey rift. I was like, that's just for you.
That's dope. So yeah, so all the kids are going nuts. Even Gretchen, she's losing her mind, and like you can just tell these kids are instant fans. Like you know, like when I don't know, like when a kid meets like an athlete for the first time or like a movie star, and they're just like, I can't believe this guy's real. This is so cool. Like you're just getting so much adoration from this like group of 7 or 8 kids.
All right, everyone. I appreciate the admiration. Trust me, it means a lot to me. But I have to get going. I have tasks to do so that I can one day get back in the ring and entertain you again.
Whoa! We all thought you were retired, Choate. That's so cool! And like they just start like, the one kid has his shield up and stuff. And he's like, wow, this guy's, he's gonna beat this guy. And he's just pointing at different fighters on the shield and stuff. And then one of the kids takes the shield. He's like, no, I want to play with that. And they just start going kind of nuts, like within themselves. So you feel like you can sneak off.
Before I leave, send me more autographs.
Yeah. And like the rest of the kids don't really have anything for you to sign, so like they're holding up like their like shirts or like somebody's like, sign my face.
Yeah.
There's just, you know, there's lots of requests, but not much merchandise.
Cool. I'll make sure I sign one thing for every kid.
Like, all right, kids, there you go.
Yeah, so like 10 minutes later, fast forward to like a bunch of kids with like dwarven runic chode up like written across their forehead, and they're like, "This is the best day ever!" And yeah, so that was that.
I'll turn around and be like, these kids, they know their stuff. Unlike you guys, I can't believe you couldn't recognize me. I'm a freaking robot with a metallic mohawk. Like, for frick's sake.
I didn't manage.
You never seen a fight before?
I've seen a fight before, a real fight. I didn't manage to get out to, what was it? Heard a gladiator ring, whatever you're fighting in. So no, I didn't have time for luxuries and entertainment when I was trying to find my next meal, being homeless.
Luxuries? It was a copper to go watch a fight. It wasn't an expensive
Copper
trip.
was a treasure trove back in the day.
Wow, you really were paused.
Yeah.
Tell you what, next time we're in Tavia, we'll go see the fights. Just for you, on me, my treat.
Sure. Yeah, next time we're in Tavia, that'll be fine.
And if you're lucky, maybe I'll throw you in there, and then you can fight with your cool psychic knives. I'm sure that would get over with the crowd. They'd love that.
Do these fights end in actual death? Because that's all the knives do.
Oh, yeah.
Cambria's eyes just widen. And just like,
remember when I said I've killed lots of people?
I thought you fought in a war.
Well, that was more people, but the gladiator fights is where I kind of like adjust myself, and I'm like, where I got my namesake.
They were calling you the merchandise. Is that what you were? Is that your namesake?
That was one of the nicknames for sure.
What was
the merchandise? The people's champ. Shiny. I went by Shiny a lot. That was my first one. I moved on from
When
shiny.
you
very
were
quickly.
coming on up, trying to get over.
When I was a rookie gladiator, that was shiny.
Sweet.
And then I moved to the merchandise, was my longest run, and then I became the People's Champ, and then I retired.
Why did you do finger quotes around retired?
It's a long story, and maybe I can tell you as we start heading back to the elevator estate.
Hey, I'm gonna interrupt you guys here real quick. I think we have a lot to unpack. And what do you guys say we just head over to the Spring Inn for a few beers? We could maybe dive right into this.
Oh,
Two of the
I
old-
would very
the
much
old
like
spring
some
breeze.
beers.
Because apparently Cambrio is homeless, and you're
Not anymore.
a gladiator robot, and I kind of want to learn about both.
Tell you what, I'll tell you little bits, but I don't want to have to tell this story again in front of our big furball. So maybe we grab some beers, we can learn a little bits, and then I'll tell the big story once furball's here. Because if he asks and I have to tell this again, I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be annoying.
We wouldn't want that.
So on that note, actually, we're gonna jump over to the Erasmus estate as a exhausted Jinxy is sitting outside Korg's garden shed at a small table. Korg approaches you, Jinxy, at the table with a kettle, and you're still kind of taking dandelion seeds out of your matted fur. As Korg fills your teacup, he starts laughing. He's like, I shouldn't have tried using that old spell scroll. How stupid. I thought it would do something completely different. Listen, I know I thanked you when we were out there, but I would have been a goner if you hadn't helped me out there. So I owe you. I owe you big time.
Well, it was a very good try. It was very honorable of you to deal with those dandelions like that. Do you encounter many crazy magical things?
Not so much. I heard about your big lizard that you guys fought the other day. That's crazy. That's one of the first times I've heard of something coming out this far in years. But no, I used to be an adventurer myself, actually, and one of those old spell scrolls was from one of my old boxes, and I thought it was something else that would have made that messy situation a lot cleaner. So, yeah, I don't see a ton of magical things out this way. No.
So you've hung up the boots?
Oh, I've hung up the proverbial boots, and yeah, my days of adventuring are far behind me. But yeah, me and John used to have a hell of a time back in the day. Hell of a time. It was great.
So you were partners previously?
Oh, partners? No, we were part of a bigger group, but all of us are old men now. We can barely walk to town, let alone walk across the country. Fighting evil and getting gold like the good old days. So, I garden now. And he kind of looks off into the distance, like, yeah, that's what I do.
Very peaceful. One of my favorite things.
Actually, speaking of a pass, I mean, what the heck is a big loxodon like you doing outside of deer? Like, isn't it a little bit dangerous in Titleborough? I mean, I know the deer people are part of our country now, but like, let's face it, it's they don't see you people as normal citizens out this way.
Yes,
It's like you're leaving your safe haven.
Oh, it was a long time ago that it was a safe haven. Now it's very dangerous to be in deer. I find there's not much safety anywhere for me. Once the dwarves came in and controlled us, we didn't have much to do, much places to go. It was very, very sad. That was about 12 moons ago. 12 moon cycles.
Wow, last year?
Jinxie's not good at math.
Yeah. Doesn't understand the seasons
Yeah.
as
As a druid.
Even though he lives in the fucking woods.
He goes,
Why is
wow,
it
that's
cold out?
He goes, wow, yeah, I thought the Dwarven expansion happened a lot longer. Hey, I mean, what do I know? It's maybe it's still crappy to live out there. I really shouldn't have assumed, and I'm sorry that I projected on you like that.
We didn't have the fields or the plains to forage. The herd every year grew smaller and smaller. And then, one awful day, I found my brother being skinned alive.
What?
Holy fuck.
Wow. He goes, that's he kind of like chokes on his tea when he say that. He's like, that's wow. I'm really sorry to hear that. Is that why you're here? Are you trying to avenge him, or?
I had to run, and I had to find out who did this. So far, all I know is they were the Savage Control Society, and you see, and Jinxy kind of like points to his right tusk. You see this, and it's broken off. They took this from me. I would like it back, but I don't think it'll work the same.
Wow, I'm really sorry. Your herd got decimated by. Would you say Savage Control? That's not those hunting groups, is it?
Yes, those pompous hunting groups.
Bastards. And yeah, he kind of just shakes his head. He's like, "Wow, you really think you know a place?" And he's just like, you could see that what you said is weighing heavy on him.
They hunted us for years and trapped us and took us away and killed us. It was awful.
I guess Heidelberg is a little bit better than Deer then. Well, listen, you saved me out there, so consider yourself owed one. If you ever need me for anything, I've got one for you. And just kind of at that moment, he kind of collects himself and he's like, well, so much for the lunch break. He's like, some of us have stuff to do. And he gathers himself and gets up and goes back to his shed and kind of gets some gardening tools and heads back out. And it's actually at this point, Jinxy, that I need you to make me a perception check.
With smell?
No smell, my friend.
Okay. 10.
A 10? Yeah, okay, so you don't know where she is, but you hear a voice in your head. And it is a similar sound to Emily Erasmus, who you previously heard, I think it was earlier today. And you hear the following, Psst! Dumbo! Can you hear me?
Jinxie kind of looks around, like up in the air. What is this? Not again. Why do people keep talking to me?
I'm over here. And she's like, I'm up in the window. And you can, if you look towards the estate, you'll see that she's kind of waving at you from one of the top windows in the west wing.
Can she wave?
Good catch, Josh. She's definitely not waving, but she's staring at you from the window. Yes, good catch.
She's mentally waving.
Yeah, you can feel your brain shaking as if she's waving.
Straight out of a horror movie, you look into the top window of an estate and see a little girl staring at
with
you.
these like black piercing eyes,
Yeah,
as they were described. Like,
and she goes, "Hey, can you hear me? I need your help."
What you need, little one?
Well, listen, I overheard my father welcoming you to the Erasmus estate as like a task completer or something like that. And because I'm an Erasmus, I figured that technically you work for me too. And I need you to do something for me.
Teenager logic.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you need?
And so she explains. She says, I don't know if you heard me and my dad fighting, but it's over this stupid thing. He doesn't want me to go to school. I've been trying to send out all my applications for university, and I'm really smart, but he just doesn't think that it's safe for me out there. And I can't get this application letter out without him searching my stuff. While you were talking to Korg, I snuck an envelope under your chair. Can you just see if it's there still, please?
How did you get it down here?
Don't worry about that.
I'll pick up the envelope.
Yeah, and you can see that it's like a manila envelope with the writing Emily Erasmus application. and it's addressed to the university at the Bolstering Gate. So yes, she just continues saying, I just need you to go down to town, drop this to the post delivery service, and just make sure that it gets out. It's so important. But please, whatever you do, don't tell my dad. It's really important that this gets where it needs to be. Please.
Okay. You know, there are many dangerous things out in this world, but education is not one of them. And so I'll take the envelope. Is it sealed? Like sealed up?
It's sealed. It's like a normal kind of. It's like a large envelope, and actually, if you're feeling around, it doesn't feel like there's just papers in there. It feels like there's like something small, maybe the size of a thimble or something inside as well. Like it seems like she's put together quite the application. Yeah.
We'll get this where it needs to go.
Oh, thank you. I love. You don't know what this means, and you can kind of hear the disconnect of the mental link, and yeah, exactly, the unplugging, and that's where we're going to. Well, I will ask you, Jinxy, are you going to make your way into town now to do so, or are you going to wait for the guys to come back?
Can I just check out this envelope, see if I can pick up on anything inside, or like read it through the light, like the sun,
Yeah, sure. Why don't you give me a investigation roll, please?
With smell? Dirty 20.
Okay, perfect. With a dirty 20, you can actually see that this envelope is not magically sealed, so technically, like, you could open it if you want, but it looks like the strip, like the sealed strip across the top, is still sticky enough, even after getting one of your thumbs in it, that you assume, with the dirty 20, if you're careful enough, you could probably open up this envelope, check the contents, and still be able to close it, but that would involve a sleight of hand check or a dexterity check to make sure you're doing so without ripping.
We are definitely going to try that.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand or just an overall dexterity check for me.
We must find out what's in here. 17.
Oh, that was the number you needed. Okay, that could have been bad. That could have been bad. Okay, so it's so funny. The note I have here is, if for whatever reason they decide to open the letter, I'm like, I should probably have something here. Okay. So as you open this, you can see that there's probably 14 pages. Now remember, it's not typed, like it's still kind of medieval fantasy, so everything is written in a small font. There's lots of different handwriting on it, so you can see that this was probably, if you were to take a guess, sent to her with some like preordained questions and information on it, and she has since filled everything out. It looks, as you thumb through it, there's an aptitude test. It looks as if there's like a cover letter. She's essentially applying to, it looks like a mage college that's located in the town of the Bolstering Gate. As well, when I mentioned that there was a thimble-sized thing in there, it looks to be about the size of a thimble, but it's a vial with clear liquid on the inside. And I will say that in here as well, there's a small piece of paper that is instructions on how to take a essence of intelligence from somebody, and it essentially is checking to see if you are smart enough to get into this university, and that's kind of a magical way that they ensure that you're not kind of cheating, and it ensures what your ability is.
Oh, so that's like her sample of
it's
intelligence?
It's like a sample of her intelligence.
Oh,
that's right.
Okay.
So that's everything that's in there. Essentially just, yeah.
Okay. So just the clear liquid, the form there. So on the application name, Jinxie's gonna get out like a little, I don't know, little pen or writing utensil and write AKA Wheelie Wizard beside her name.
The fuck is wrong with you, man?
Is there a disability box you can check off if they have a quota?
There is. And you know what, Josh, this is your world, so I will allow that to occur, but that is a terrible thing to do. I hope that Jinxy lives with that. But yeah, so you can see at the top of the application, it says, in very neat cursive writing, Emily Erasmus, and then in big boxy Loxodon letters, AKA the Wheelie Wizard. So that happened.
And we're going to package it back up and
okay.
Put it in my knapsack.
Perfect.
Can I ask, because I didn't hear it, did Jinxy move from just like the courtyard where Emily was looking at him?
No, I'm
Before
still sitting.
doing all
I'm
this?
still sitting there.
Yeah, so no, he didn't specify, but I will say that Emily did pass back from the window.
Okay.
So there's no direct line of sight, but you don't know if there's a way that she perhaps knows if you opened that. Okay, so we're actually going to
unleashing the Dark Phoenix, man.
We're going to jump back to the other guys.
Chapter 1.
But Jinxy, are you now going to head back into town?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna. It's been a while. I'm rested up.
Perfect.
Did some things. We're gonna try to sneakily make our way there.
Now, other team, I know that you guys are waiting for Jinxy to arrive. Do you want to do anything in the kind of hour and a half, 2 hours that it's going to take him to arrive? Or do we want to fast travel to the moment where Jinxy arrives in town?
We were going to have some beers, right?
We're going to go to the Spring Breeze Inn.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I don't think you guys have been to the Spring Breeze Inn before.
No.
We have not.
Zed would know where it is, I assume.
Yeah, I would say that.
What end of town is it on? Is it near the front gates?
It's closer actually to the southern gates. So it's actually the furthest spot from town from you guys. Because you kind of came in on the north side, and then there is a southern side that goes kind of further south and follows the river, but yeah, that's where it is. So you enter the Spring Breeze Inn, and you're immediately hit with like, oh, this is super tacky. There's like flowers everywhere. Like the inside of the bar looks more outside than outside of the bar does, if that makes sense.
It's like the Bennigans.
Yes, and instead of tables, like there's small like Shire hills with like bar stools around them, and like there's like there is no bar. There's a big log, like a felled tree that acts as the bar. Like everything is very tacky and natural, and like they're really playing up the fact that Botan is a flowery exporter of perfumes and other natural things. So you enter, and there's a few other people sitting at tables, but there is a small, stout halfling with a big black and white mutton chops that is at the bar, the tree bar, and he is standing on the bar, just finishing up a jig as you enter, and he finishes off the last verse and looks at the three of you and says, "Aha! Welcome to the Spring Breeze Inn. My name is Hamish. If you need anything, please accompany me at the oak tree. Otherwise, make yourself at home." And he then goes back to, running drinks around the other tables and things like that.
Hey, first round's on me, guys. Why don't you guys go find somewhere to sit down?
You're starting to come around here, sunshine.
Cambria finds just the darkest table he can, like darkest, most in the corner,
It's not going to be very dark because I still have that drift globe glowing from my body. It's an hour duration of light, so it'll just
I will say that in the back corner, Cambria, there is instead of a Shire-looking hill, there is a toadstool, essentially a big mushroom that is covered in like vines and stuff and like a bog-like atmosphere in that back corner. It's like if there's a bad boy part of the bar, that's it.
That's where he heads immediately. He slinks.
Okay, great.
Good spot choice. I like it.
So eventually Hamish comes over to your table and says, "Hello, everybody. What can I get y'all to drink? Or are we eating here as well? Are we waiting for anybody else? Doing some appetizers? What are we doing here?"
Apps. Apps for sure. Do we have a menu?
We We don't have a menu. We just have chef specials. So each day our menu changes. We have one main, one appetizer, and one drink on tap. It's not for everybody, but everybody loves it. And he smiles, and you're like, what? And he lists off that today the drink on tap is honeydew beer. He says that the appetizers are tulip pops, and the main is pogos.
I'm going to cast a message to Chode. Wow. I mean, I guess I just found out that times are pretty tough for Cambria, but I guess we're doing apps now. I was thinking I was just grabbing a pint for everyone, but are you hungry?
I don't eat, so you don't have to worry about that. I will though.
Learning a lot today.
All right, this is a message, right? Can I
Yeah, this is in your mind.
Okay, so I have to
wait. It's a whisper. It's you whisper and I whisper, but we're the only ones that can hear each other.
Okay. Do I have to wait till you're done talking to respond, or is it like an actual combo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Cambria's ordering pogos.
I'll be like, barkeep, what size of does your beer come in? Does it come in pints?
We have small, medium, and venti.
I don't know what venti is.
Venti is quite obviously it's venti. It's I don't know how to else to describe it. It's venti. If it's your first time in Titlebrook, I don't know what. Do
you get 20? You get 20? I'll take the 20. I'll take the 20.
Okay, yeah. First time ordering a venti, and Hamish goes back towards the bar, and you can figure out now. Obviously, that a venti is him taking out a large mug and taking 20 shots of the honeydew beer and pouring it into the mug. It takes an awfully long time to fill this up.
Boy.
And he said, yeah, four
waste of time.
4 orders of pogos, those would be coming right up.
Excellent. Make sure my pockets have space.
Okay, great. Actually, do they? Because you said that you loaded your pockets with breakfast stuff. And
I have a lot of pockets.
On the same day.
I got a big old duster on it. It's pockets inside, pockets outside. But I do have to eat those breakfast treats probably soon. So I'm actually going to start eating those now.
So did Hamish... Sorry, he went back to the bar. He's preparing this venti?
He's preparing the venti, yeah. You can tell that he's not the best host, because obviously anybody normally would take everybody's order and start working on that.
Yeah, Zed's pretty pissed. Zed offered to buy a round, and then everyone else ordered but him.
And then if you have been paying attention, you can see that Hamish is about to pour his third into the honeydew cup.
So I'm going to just get up and walk over to the oak tree.
Okay, perfect.
Assuming that's where he prepares.
Yeah, perfect. And he says, I'll be right with you.
All right. I'm just gonna... Is there bar stools there?
There is, yes.
And I'll say, how about a drink while I wait?
Yeah, just a second. I'll be right with you.
You can't multitask.
From the back, you'll just hear,
Make it two! Make it two!
2, and he looks over at you, Chode, and he's like, okay, I got your order. Yeah, you're next up. 2. Okay, your second one. I'll start on that eventually. And he pours the 4th shot into the cup.
I'm on to my second croissant.
Hamish, I don't mean to be impolite here, but I just came up to order and you took an additional order.
Yeah, just
from that table.
Sorry, one quick second, and he checks his iPad and he sees that there's an Uber Eats order. He's like, I just have to confirm this. No, I'm just kidding. Uber Eats does not exist in this world.
No meats.
Not a sponsor.
That's right, Dragon Dash, and yeah. So he finally finishes up the first honeydew drink. It took about 6 minutes canonically, and he looks at you, Zed, and he says, just 1 second. And he turns around and brings the drink over to Chode, puts it in front of you, and comes back to the bar and he says, so what are you having?
Yeah, sorry.
I'm so sorry. He ordered 2. Once I just have started.
And the pogos.
In the pog. Sorry, thank you for saying that loud. And the pogos. And he's like, I just have to start on those pogos. And then you can see him go to the back.
I'm still just eating breakfast foods.
Zed is just flabbergasted.
We're still mind linked, right?
Yes, you're still mind linked. Yeah.
Big. Hey, Sunshine, I ordered 2. Just come back. You can have the second one.
Yeah, he still hasn't prepared it.
Yeah, but it'll come.
So after,
Tell you what, you can have this
I'm gonna
one. I'll
actually.
have the second one.
What's in range? What can I see? At the
an
bar?
empty honeydew cup that he hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
And then like a, what's it called? Like the taps. Like he's got a keg tapped that so just to paint this picture for you, he pours from the pint into the shot, and then he goes across the bar to pour it into the honeydew cup and then walks back.
Oh my god.
All right. Is there any just glasses?
Yeah, there's a bunch of glasses.
Actually, that's only if it's shot. It's only 20-ounce glass that Cho's worth.
Exactly.
There's no splitting that. Wow. Okay. I'm not a thief, so I'm not gonna play that.
He comes back out with a plate of like beautifully smelling, cooked to perfection pogos, and you're like, how in the hell did this guy make 4 pogos in like 3 minutes? And brings them over to the table where Cambria sits.
He forgot ketchup though, so I'm just gonna ask if he can run back to the kitchen real quick.
So sorry, ketchup. Yes, of course. And he runs back to the kitchen. Anyway,
Line
after
him up on
about
ice.
After about 7 or 8 more minutes, he gets his act together. He gets the second drink, the pogos with the ketchup, and just to put a period on this hilarious scene, he brings all of your orders to you.
Okay, perfect. Because Zed wanted just a couple. Were they mediums?
Oh yeah. Oh, mediums.
do the
Yeah. So if
vending
you order mediums, he pours them right into the glass from the.
Yeah,
They're
that's
way
what I was
bigger
really
than Venti's
hoping.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I ordered 2 of those for sure for
Okay,
myself.
great. So yeah, now there's 4 beers, 4 pogos, and a bowl full of ketchup, like a huge bowl full of ketchup on the table.
And that's what, like 40 minutes that just took?
Yeah, about 40 minutes, yeah. And I assume just for our piece sake, you've all been sitting in silence waiting for everything to arrive.
Zed's been at the bar trying to be like polite but pissed off. Like where you're like, I want to yell at a manager, but I can tell you're busy, so I'm just gonna stand here like passive aggressive. Yeah, I'm gonna go sit back down with my medium.
The steam is just coming out of your ears.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to try and chug one if that's okay. Do I need to? Is there anything? I don't know how good at chugging Zed is.
I don't either. Let's just do a constitution check just to see how.
If I can just
Slam it back, and I'll set the DC at like 6.
Okay.
The lager.
19.
Okay, yeah, you
Zed can drink.
slam this motherfucker
Nice.
back.
That's
Can I try to eat a pogo in one bite?
You can't. Have you waited the 40 minutes for the whole order to be completed?
Yes.
Okay, then the DC's lower because they're not piping hot anymore.
Yeah, and I actually fully submerged it in ketchup.
Okay.
You said it
know
was a
what?
big bowl.
You know what? You don't even need to roll. You can
Slide
deep
it
throat
down
this
the
glizzy.
gullet.
Yeah.
I just and it's like and then the fucking stick just comes back out, just like a fishbone in a cartoon where it just is all empty, and then it's just
It's great.
flicks it off into the distance because I'm a bad boy.
That was impressive.
I'm full of secrets and pogos. Do it again. Going for my 3rd pogo.
Oh, right. I never asked, why are we sitting in this dark corner?
I like it.
Because it's cool.
Yeah, get a view of the bar. Need to make a quick exit. You know, it's yeah. I've been in some rough and tumble situations, so you always want to make sure you're prepared.
Yeah, do you want to dive into that a little more? I mean, I'm just kind of learning a little about you today, but apparently you've had quite the...
It's nothing special.
Tough
Just your average run-of-the-mill street urchin. There were a lot of us up in Tavier, and then I eventually just sort of, as street urchins do, just eventually ended up in somewhat of a gang. And then it's just a little bit, we were just kind of petty thieves. And then, yeah, I was just, going on about one day just doing a job. This is one of the reasons why I'm here. Doing a job, and it went a little sideways. And then Kimber's gonna kind of take a look around the corner and sort of like bring out a little small bundle from like a pocket inside my coat. I was doing something for someone, and I was just, trying to see if there's anything of value in this house, and I found a little bundle. But then when I got outside and I opened it, Kimber's gonna open it and show off this little kind of wolf's head ring. And so I got the fuck out of there. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm making sure I can see everyone who comes in here, and I know every exit in this building.
So really quick, as he shows you this bundle. It is a silver or platinum, like a very shiny silver metal, with 2 ruby eyes on this large wolf that the ring is. Chode, I need you to make me a history check.
Okay. Probably not gonna go well, but we'll see. No. That is a 3.
Chode, you have seen this before, not this ring, but this logo. You just can't place it. You're not entirely sure. You can't remember exactly where you've seen this before, but it's in your memory banks.
Let me get a closer look. I think I've seen that logo before. I can't
Yeah, it's
can't put my
kind of
finger
a
on
pretty
it,
big
but
deal.
Whose house did you go to?
Honestly, it was a nice looking house with an alley behind it. If I had known that it was a fucking Yrex house, I would not have gone in there.
A what?
Excuse me?
Yrexes?
You stole from
Not
the Yrex?
intentionally, but you can't really give it back without them asking. Like, hey, how'd you get this?
You need to give me that right now.
For
your own safety, you give me that right now.
I've kept it pretty safe.
If they find out
Well, they're not
that you
gonna
have
find
that
out.
ring,
That's why
they
I'm
might.
here in this fucking
They're-
bumfuck nowhere, doing this random shit.
I can see why you didn't want to go to Tavia then.
Yeah.
Sorry, Zed, did you want to do a roll there?
Yeah. I just want to roll to see if I understand anything about what they're talking about as far as the history check. See if I would know who these people are.
Sure.
Recognize this symbol.
I would say you can roll a history check with disadvantage because you haven't prominently visited Tavir, and that's something that would be a prerequisite for this. But yeah, you can make a disadvantage history check just to see if you picked up anything in the interim.
Cool. Tavir, I'm guessing, is what, in Kumdor?
Yes, it's in the Kumdor province.
Haven't done as much.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
What's a Yrex?
Maybe we'll find out on this roll.
Oh, okay.
All right. With disadvantage, history 15 is the lowest I got.
Sure.
Wow.
So you don't know much about Tavir, that's for sure. But in your time doing some interesting jobs for the Erasmus estate, you have picked up on a specific crime family that has their reach in most large towns across the country. Specifically in Kumdor and specifically in northern Tidalbrook, that is where they run rampant. The Yrex family is a criminal family to be feared, but essentially outside of that, you don't know kind of any of the main players or anything like that, but you have heard this is a crime family.
I'm gonna have to side with Chode on this one, Gabriel. I mean, not that I'm totally invested in the situation, but he seems a lot better equipped to deal with this kind of situation. I mean, we just found out he's a gladiator. No disrespect.
I'm going to tell you boys this right now. I'm going to put the ring back in my pocket. And I'm going to cut the arm off of anyone who tries to take it from me. I didn't blow my fucking life up just to give my score away.
It's not going to be worth much when they find out that you have it, though.
Not up there.
Yeah.
But I've always found a use for something.
As someone who essentially worked for these people, they're vicious. They do not play around.
Cambria's going to stand up and start backing away, kind of so like you work for the Yrexes?
Not in that.
Is that why are you here?
They run the gladiator pits. So, in a ways, when I was there, I worked for them.
All right, well, why aren't you there anymore then? Explain this retirement if you're not working for the Yrexes.
Because I stopped working for them.
They don't like people to stop working for them.
Exactly. It did not go well, I will tell you that. That's why I have not been back to Tavia yet.
All right, so if you're not in the Yrex's good graces, I'm not in the Wyrex's good graces. Let me just hold on to my ring. We'll kind of see if we can make this work somewhere else, but this is all I've got left over, man. If I can't find a way to fence this, sure, maybe I'll let you hold on to it, but I left everything behind because of this.
Fair enough. They tend to do that. They tend to take everything from you. And it's tough to get your stuff back from them.
Did they take something from you?
Okay, not to cut you guys off, but Jinxy, it would be around this time that you are entering the town. Just because if we're going to be doing a little bit more backstory and stuff, if you're going to be there, that'd be good. What are you doing about the fact that you are somebody from Deer walking by yourself in Tidalbrook and you are about 200 feet from the guard post at the front?
So 200 feet.
Just start running at it?
Oh. Elephant trunk out, just making crazy noise.
Just stay a pee.
Simba's down there.
Yeah, but there. I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
On
Getting crunchy.
So you're gonna try and sneak past them?
Yeah, sneak past him, so plus 10 to stealth checks.
Perfect, yeah. Roll me a stealth check. But what I would say is there is kind of... there's two ways through, into the gate. There's the front door, which is walking right in between the two guards, which I'm gonna just say you're not gonna be able to pass that stealth check because that's gonna be hard.
So
yeah.
But you can perhaps vault over the 8-foot log walls if you want. I'll let that be a stealth, but you're also going to have to do an athletics check to see if you can clear it.
Would you allow me to cast Thorn Whip and then have that kind of carry me, attach at the top of the wall and sort of
make a climbing vine?
Yeah, help me climb over top.
Yeah, I will say if you cast Thorn Whip, you can have that athletics check with advantage.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. Sneak up on the walls and kind of try to bolt.
Sure. So first roll me that plus 10 stealth check to see how sneakily you're doing this.
17.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, you sneak right up to the wall, and it's kind of right as one of the guards is yawning that you're able to slide past. You're now about 50 feet to the west of that gate, and you can hop over the wall if you want. Give me an athletics roll.
Oh, I just cast Thorn Whip with this.
That's okay.
Athletics. Probably no. 13.
13 with advantage?
Ooh, that's right. Yeah, 13.
Okay, yeah. So this big elephant kind of grabs hold of his thorn whip, jumps up, and kind of uses all of his might, and then thump, kind of slams into the wall. I'm kind of picturing Shaq falling down on the court side. That's kind of the thump that it would have made. And you can hear one of the guards did you hear that? I'll give you one more shot to try and make it over before...
Okay. Before they
come
start
back.
coming over.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
You got this, football.
Come on. Ooh. Still with advantage?
Yeah, still with advantage.
16.
Okay, 16 is what it's 15. So you make your way over the wall, and you just kind of slunk over the next side. What I will say is there... I would say that there's really no way that you would know that they're in the Spring Breeze Inn.
Yeah.
So what's your plan here?
I haven't done that. So, are there any common town folk around?
There's definitely common townsfolk, definitely. Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to kind of not sneak up, but beside them, but just kind of casually, just kind of brush by them and try to get their attention. Just anyone on the side of the street there.
Sure, yeah. So there's an old man's street sweeper who's kind of just cleaning up some of the dirt road here, who turns around and just just in horror turns up and looks up at you with his mouth open and he just starts screaming.
No, my friend, it's okay.
It talks! It talks! And he starts running away from you.
Please come back.
He's running.
As a reaction, can I wrap him up with my trunk?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
sure. You can make an attack of opportunity to try and
No.
I'm just saying,
that.
like based on the same rules as attack of opportunity.
Okay.
because
Josh,
left
you
your
could do
square,
non-lethal
yes,
damage. You can't just knock this
Yeah.
guy.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
That should calm him down.
that's
Yeah.
right.
You're
I've
really
got
good,
it.
man.
I've got it.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
sure. Roll a attack essentially with your grapple, unarmed strike,
Unarmed strike.
or if you have a trunk attack, I guess would be
A 4.
because he's trying to grab me, and he escapes. And then you can kind of see that some other, like, there's not a ton of people that live in this town, like I said last episode, but there's still like 3,000 people that live here. So
Yeah. Okay.
Now there's like
so
there's like a group of like 5 or 6 now that are like, what the hell is that thing? Is that thing from Deer? What's it doing up here? You can just kind of hear like a bunch of like whispers and stuff, and that's where we're gonna cut back to the Spring Breeze Inn, where Cambrio is now backing away from the table after the Wyrex comment.
Okay, just kind of, I'm still looking suspiciously at Chode, just like, alright, they don't know that I took this. They probably just know that it was taken. If you work for them and you left, they know you and they're probably looking for you. So you're gonna have to give us a reason to trust you, or else, like, it's like your heat, man.
They're not looking for me because they have a friend of mine held hostage. So they know if I do anything stupid that he's dead. So
And that's just a ongoing situation, or
at some point I will have to go in and check in with them and pay them money.
so if you could not mention this during one of those check-ins, that would be swell. How much money?
I wouldn't. A lot of money. That's why I'm looking to get a little surcharge from Mr. Erasmus when we was fighting that lizard. It's at least 20,000 gold.
20,000 gold.
Yeah,
All right, we're
I
not.
cost them a lot of money.
You're not
so
getting them
they,
there with just the old John Henry just nickel and diming us.
However, if I returned said ring, maybe they would be a little bit more forgiving.
That's a maybe? Well, they're gonna ask you where you found it. We tell him John had it.
No, we're gonna definitely leave John out of this. What are you talking about? The man opened his home to you.
Look, I'm not gonna take the ring from you. If you gave up everything for it, whatever. I'm not gonna push for it, but if I need a last minute chance to save my friend, you best believe I might have to come asking for that ring.
Two things. Who's his friend? When do you have to pay this by?
Depends how long I take, I assume. If it's taken me too long, then they're gonna kill him. But I think as long as I check in every few weeks with a little bit of cash to give him, I think that, yeah,
Every
couple
few
weeks to a couple months.
Couple months, okay.
Yeah,
When's-
somewhere in that range.
When's the last time
Once
you
a
checked
month,
in?
I would assume. Before I came here.
Okay.
So we have about 3 weeks to get 2-3 weeks to get there.
Jeez.
It is
Wait,
it's my friend.
Get there.
named,
We're not going to Tavia.
I will have to go back to Tavia at some point. You guys are more than welcome to come. You don't have to. I know it's not a safe place for you, Mr. Ghost Knives, but
Bobby, we could tell that we found it. We could just lie to the Wyrexes and then hope
I could
we
easily
pull it
say-
off and they don't scout me.
Listen, I don't. Again, I understand I'm the least involved in this situation, but I do know a little bit about this family, not much. I don't think you can fence this, Cambrio. I think this is your only option, getting it back to them without them wanting to kill you. I mean, you get it to anyone. Who knows where they have their hands? Where they have eyes. Like I don't think you can safely return this to anyone. And look, it looks like this might be able to help the both of you.
Tell you what, if it ever gets to the point where we need to give the ring, you don't have to be there. How's that?
All right, we'll
Because
see.
I technically should only be meeting with them by myself.
That's, I'm sure, how they would like it to go. I'm sure that would work out swimmingly for you. The Hijinxes don't just let people go, man. You're gonna pay them their money and they're gonna kill you both.
If it comes to that, they know not to mess with me, but
I think
They
they're
know that
messing
they
with
can
you
mess
right
with-
now. They're
they
actively
know that
making
they
you
can
pay
mess
them
with
money.
people. Well,
You look messed with.
they know how to mess with the things around me. They can mess with the people I care about.
All right, man.
So
If it comes
my
to
only
it,
goal is
I
to
will
get
let
back
you
to fighting.
give them the ring. But for now, let's just ixnay on the Hijinx talk in case they have any ears down here. This is a trade town.
Absolutely. If there was anybody here, they wouldn't get very far.
And it's at that.
Look,
it's,
I think-
Sorry, guys. It's at that point that there's a man who's sitting kind of close, like a few tables over, and it almost looks like he's looking at you, and he goes, "Did I hear that right?" He's looking at you guys.
I'm Cambria is a panic.
Did you hear
shortened
what,
breath.
sir?
The screaming outside, and it's at that point that you hear like a bunch of people muffled, like, "What is that thing?
My
What is that
frickin'
thing?"
Ghost knives dissipate because I done some of them by accident.
Yeah, my hand
Alright,
slowly gets off my sword.
Maybe you guys should stay here real quick, and I'm gonna head towards the door.
Perfect. So, Jinxie, you've made it a few more blocks, kind of like
Sounds like Godzilla.
Yeah, it's like
So-
Frankenstein almost. Like a bunch
So-
of people are just staring. Like,
I'm
"Help
gonna
me."
take out the letter and just say, I have papers. I'm okay. Be chill, relax.
Okay, perfect. It's at that point that a couple of guards is starting to approach you and says, "Well, look at what we have here! A little visitor from down south, eh? Well, I think I heard some about papers, eh? Let's
I'm legal.
Can I cast disguise self to look like the guard I saw at the far end of town, please?
Yes, you may.
As I just exited the door and saw him there.
Yes, you may. You can do that.
And then I'm gonna proceed over as quick as I can.
Okay,
I'm
perfect.
just
So,
gonna
yeah,
move
so-
to the door of the tavern with all the commotion.
Sure.
I'm still watching that guy to make sure that he wasn't just messing with us.
He was, yeah. You don't feel like he was listening in on your conversation. That was just my fun way of
Oh, okay.
introducing Josh.
Okay, cool. Then I will
Um,
follow Cambrio.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so one of the guards is kind of asking about your paperwork, and the other one's just like, I can't believe it. There's an elephant scum in our town. Who let you into Heidelberg, eh? Whew, I can smell the big fella from over here. And yeah, they're approaching you rapidly as whilst you are approaching from the other side. And I will say that kind of all three of the guards get to Jinxie all at the same time. And Jinxie, you recognize that there is now a guard that. Oh no, you actually weren't in Heidelberg when you saw this guard. So you think there's now three strange guards in front of you.
I have papers. I'm okay to be here. And I just kind of hold them up.
Hey, I told you, I don't care about your papers. Sure, you're allowed to be here, but I told you stay off the streets. And I kind of grab him, just hoping, and I'm gonna try and drag him towards the inn.
Whoa,
Okay,
whoa,
perfect,
whoa,
yes.
What?
So yeah, so Jinxie, what do? There's now a strange man grabbing you and pulling you in a direction.
I'm gonna try to struggle and fight it. Fight the
Perfect.
drag.
So I'm gonna say that this is a contested grapple check. If each of you can roll me a strength check, please.
Did we
Great.
see Zed transform, or did he just leave the bar? To our knowledge.
You said you went to the
Ooh, that's
doorway.
about as best I could have done.
Sorry, strength.
Yes, strength.
I can read
Cambria,
it.
if you're in the doorway, then yeah, you would have seen
Okay.
Zed change.
Let my friend go.
I gave myself
two.
a shot here.
Two.
Yes!
Two.
That's a 15. That's a 15.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So Jinxie, you are being pulled against your wishes by a strange guard, and there's actually.
I'm gonna.
Sorry, guys. One other thing: the two guards who first started to approach say, "What? Where are you taking him? That's what are you doing?"
I'm going to teach this Loxodon a lesson about walking through our town.
Listen,
and I'm going to cast
I'm so wise.
message right after that.
Is Disguise Self a concentration spell? And is Message a concentration spell?
Message is... Cast at will. I don't see anything.
I don't think message is
Relating to that.
concentration because it's a
I
one.
don't think it is either, but yeah, I don't think it is either, but
And it's a duration of 1 hour for...
perfect. Yeah, so
I
so
don't see
your
anything.
guard disguise remains,
Perfect.
and you cast message.
And I'm going to say, Jinxie, it's me, Zed. Just a little magic trick to disguise myself as a guard. Let's try and get you out of here.
In my head again, every time. As I'm being dragged backwards.
Sure, I'm gonna say that now that you guys know that you're on the same team, give me a general, and before you roll, either a deception check, a persuasion check, and you can either each roll, or you can give one or the other advantage.
Okay.
Because I will consider this the help action.
I'll
if
give
you're
you
both
advantage
buying
time.
Yeah, I would love that. I'm going to go with the deception.
it. Okay.
Oh, that rolled off the table. It's going to be a 15 for the first one. And 15 for the second one.
Okay. So they eye you, Zed, up and down, and they're like, "Aren't you supposed to be working the door today?" And then the other one says, "Yeah, but just leave it alone. I don't want to deal with all this paperwork that this stupid elephant's going to cause us. Listen to this one, elephant. If I see you around here again, you're done." And then they kind of walk off together. 15 was the DC that you needed.
Oh, wow, what a treat.
You guys are fucking rolling by the skin of your teeth tonight.
I'm just gonna flap my ears as I'm being pulled backwards.
Teeth don't have a skin.
That's how tight it was.
All right.
Anyway, so
so
your Jinx is being dragged now.
all right, so I'm going to move towards the door. I see Cambrio. How big is our table in the corner?
Big old
Like,
mushroom.
It's you said like it would basically keep us. There was like viney kind of stuff. I'm just wondering, is he gonna fit under as a Loxodon?
Yeah. I mean, if Chode's fitting under it, so
Okay, well, he's like a foot taller than Chode, you know. But
yeah, no,
okay,
I'll say that your back bench is still big enough for the forward.
All right, I'll see Cambrio. Hey, buddy, a distraction might help. We could sneak this guy into the booth.
Go Snavs.
I got it.
Oh, you're there
Oh,
too.
we're both hanging out. I was just gonna yell some
Okay,
really
okay.
offensive shit, but so then I like to think that the show just kind of like pulls me back into the bar.
Don't worry, Goldenax. I got this. And I'll walk
I've
back
got a
out
good
into
one.
this. I'll walk back out into the street. I assume you want the distraction in the street, right?
No, I want the distraction in the bar so we can
Oh,
get him
okay,
in the
gotcha.
bar and to our corner
Gotcha.
without being seen. In which
Alright.
case we can just kind of.
All right, I'll get up on one of the hills, that are the tables, and I'll look down and I'll adjust my one knob over to like the very end and tap it in, and the horn kind of opens up and starts playing essentially like circus music, and my eyes will turn orange and I'll be like, "Step right up, get your first autograph with the legendary Chode. Those who oppose the Chode cannot hang with the dang. Come on, get your autographs and step right up.
Okay,
One
have
copper
you
apiece."
Roll me a performance check to see how enticing that is.
Okay.
Oh, it's a big one.
It's a big joke.
Fuck yeah, dirty 20.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
The sweet
everybody in the
nectar
bar,
of
aside from Hamish, decides to kind of come over. There's probably 6 other people in the bar, and they're like, "I don't know what this is all about, but it's flashy lights and big old strong robot can't hurt me that bad." And there's now just a small group around Chode. Hamish, by the way, is still behind the bar doing some other stuff, and he's he seems unfazed by the distraction.
So I'm kind of looking to Cambrio for the all clear of like, can we drag this guy in here?
Cambrio gives a quick nod and then turns around to see a group of people distracted. And so I'm just gonna. Is there anyone? Any? Can I do a little check, see if there's any coin purses on any belts?
Nice.
Sure, yes, you can do an investigation roll for me. What I would say though first is how stealthy are you being? So roll stealth, then investigation.
Alright, so the stealth is a 27.
Silent as a mouse.
Seems
And
alright.
it's a 10 on investigation.
Okay, yeah, one of the purveyors has a external coin purse on the back of them.
Gonna obviously try to lift it.
Okay, sleight of hand, please.
Ooh, it's only a 10. But they're looking at such a fancy light show.
Yeah, I would say that as you tug on the coin purse, it's noticeable to the guy. He turns around though, but because he's kind of near the front of the group, he doesn't know who's trying to steal his coin purse. But he grabs back and he's like, "Hey, whoever that was, fuck off!" And he kind of puts it in the front pocket.
I go, someone try to steal my shit too!
Yeah, fuck those guys.
This is the time, because I got the all clear, that I am trying to shuffle.
Sure.
Shuffle this guy, this big Loxodon into the back
Yeah,
corner.
I would say the only person that would see the Loxodon is Hamish behind the bar, but he either looks unfazed by that, or he's just kind of too wrapped up in cleaning the mugs. He's not very good at his job.
What an accepting fellow.
I guess I could have
Yeah.
gotten up and helped, but
Just get him
decided
to
get
make
pulled
one of
in the
those
whole way.
venties.
Anyway, yeah, so the four of you now are in the Spring Breeze Inn. Chode, are you kind of taking up any of these people for autographs?
Yeah, I mean, if they want one, I'll sign some stuff for them. And
Sure, we'll say that 2 people are interested in paying you a copper for whatever you are.
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, so they get their signatures. You can add that dank money.
Every penny
Rolling
counts.
in
They don't even know who you are. It's just like the energy you brought. They're like, this must be someone famous.
Yeah.
Should totally
but
grab
after-
this autograph.
After a while, the hubbub starts to cool down, and the 4 of you now sit at the back mushroom toadstool.
Hey, buddy. I thought you were staying back at the house to not cause a scene.
Oh, I was, but then I wasn't, and now I'm here. The dandelions with me and Korg, we did quite well.
It's
All
good.
right, and you just wanted to come see the boys, or we're actually just probably gonna be getting underway soon after these drinks. So, did you want a drink?
Yeah, one. Not at the moment. And he kind of like Jinxy will look out at the window there, just to get a reading of like, okay, is it like daytime or nighttime? Just so we keep.
You just
that in
forgot
mind.
by the time you entered the bar.
As
Was a
you
big
were walking
commotion.
through town, it was just after high noon. Call it like
Okay.
2:30, something like that.
It's 3 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, it's been a long day actually. This is like the 3rd episode of the same day.
Yeah.
We're stretching it.
Yeah.
We had an efficient morning.
What have you guys done up in here? It kind of looks
We
right
were
at the
just
bar.
checking out the town. Dropped off a crossbow bolt at the hunter's mark to see if they can make me some more. Dropped off the shoebox at the Chateau Belle Chateau.
Oh, she'd love you.
Oh, she would get a kick out of you.
You have to go check it out sometime.
So Jasmine-
And I have to make sure I'm there for
Cambrio
that.
says hi. We give her a sniff. Oh, she'll love your trunk, man. The smells.
The smells.
The
I'm
ability
actually-
to smell. The discernment.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that place might not be so good for someone who has heightened senses.
I just.
Ever heard of sensory overload?
Yeah.
Always the buzzkill, sunshine.
Oh, come on. I'm just trying to think of Jinxie's brain here.
Jinxie gets another point of exhaustion by entering
Yeah.
the shop.
I walked by the shop on my way here.
Well, all right.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, so the 4 of you now sit under the canopy of the toadstool table. Yeah, what are you guys doing?
I think. I mean, hey, we completed our task for John. So we should probably head back and just let them know that we got that. So unless anyone else wants to grab anything in town, my bolt won't be ready till at least tomorrow. So
I don't think we answered the question what brought Furball to the
I
city.
feel like he just came. He said.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, don't mean to drag you out of town as soon as you came in, Jinxie, but we were kind of gonna head back.
Yes, I did come in for a reason. The little girl, Emily.
The psychic one.
Yes.
The one with the cool powers, yeah.
Yes. She has given me this envelope that is that I kind of want to keep, but I think I should get rid of. Do you know where the post office is?
What kind of envelope, Jinxie, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, Jinxie does not know.
What is it?
Oh.
What does it say on it?
It just says to the university from Emily here, and I kind of take it out and I'll show you guys on the table.
The university. Huh. And Zed's gonna kind of like look down, noticeably pondering, I'll say. Something. Calmly.
Yeah. Well, it's about that time in her life when every normal girl goes off to university, so yeah, that makes sense.
Do we know where the post office is?
Not a clue.
Any signs?
I'm gonna go ask Hamish. Hamish, is there a...
I know where the post office is, Cambria.
I guess you probably saw it on the way in,
Yeah, Jinxie, do you mind if I take the letter here?
Yes.
Do you mind? I'll just kind of open my hand to it.
But you must promise that this gets delivered. I told her I would do it.
Cambria's gonna slyly
Yeah.
ask, just, did you look at it?
And Jinxie's just gonna give him like a little wink.
I like this one. This one.
Wait, Jinxie, was that a truthful wink, a deceptive wink, or a persuasive
I don't
wink?
even want to check. I'm gonna just choose to believe
Spicy.
that it is what it is. Like, it's just, I'll take it as my own belief. Could be whatever he wants. I'm just gonna be like, that dog.
Perfect.
I'm not gonna make a deal. I'm just impressed.
So Zed's gonna look at the letter. You opened it?
No.
Cambria does a very exaggerated. I
Roll
don't know.
an insight check on
roll
that.
deception, Josh. Deception
and
versus insight.
And then Jinxie's little like elephant tail just starts to.
I'm gonna quickly run over to Joey and be like, inspire him right now.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
Oh,
I almost feel like I should take a picture.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So as
Even with my inspiration, that would not.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Jinxie looks over at Zed and says, no. It's just like the like zoomed in Ren and Stimpy or like SpongeBob like cut where like there's just like so much detail and there's sweat dripping off your brow and stuff. And it's
The
so
Key and Peele
obvious.
like skit where he's like sweating about the porn.
Exactly. It's just so obvious that Jinxie's lying right now. That like clearly he has opened or seen the contents inside.
And then
Listen.
Jinxie. Sorry, go ahead.
Listen, guys. I'll be honest, and I kind of like set the envelope down in front of me. I've been in town a little longer than you guys have, as I feel like some of you may have picked up on, and I kind of look at the inquisitive ones at the table.
Cambria just gives a long,
Chode and,
frustrated
Cambria.
sigh of just...
But in the
Don't
interest
say.
of us all sharing
You did say you was familiar.
things today, and I kind of glare at Cambrio to relax as we've all done some sharing. Look, I came into town a few months ago, so I've been working with John, doing tasks as we all are now. So John and I have come quite close over the last few months. He's not comfortable with Emily going off to school. Emily obviously wants to, as she's sent this letter. Obviously, Jinxy, there's no way John could have known about this, I'm assuming, because he wouldn't have allowed it to happen. I think that he might come around. You know, he loves his daughter, obviously, but he's protective. And if you don't mind, I'd like to take the burden of this one, Jinxy. Leave you out of it. Leave maybe Emily out of it a bit more. If he knows I did it, maybe he'd be not so quick to snap, and then we might be able to bring him around.
John is.
If you don't mind.
Good
John has your short temper.
He seems like a nice, reasonable dude.
Yes, you seem.
He is short.
Yeah.
He's
Like this
not.
one,
He's not tempered as much as he protects her more than anything. As I'm sure we all have something that we would do, you know, something or someone that we would do anything for, and
the alpha. He's the alpha.
I think it would be better if this came from me.
I mean, you know him, so that makes sense.
Yes.
And I kind of look for, I'll say, group approval, just to make sure I'm not ruffling any feathers here.
Yes, she does give me the little creeps, so you can have the letter.
But she's so cool. Do you see that machine she's in? That's awesome. It's very cool.
Cambrius gives like a curt nod to it and sort of leans back in his chair on like the two legs. Or I guess it's a stump, so the mushroom stump kind of just bends. There's no back, he falls.
And
I meant to do that. I'm just down here now.
And then I look back to Jinxy. You didn't take anything out, did you?
Oh no.
And I kind of gesture to the.
Oh, please tell me you did.
I would never take anything out. I just needed to know what I carry.
CYA.
That's respectable, I suppose. And Zed's gonna kind of stand up and, well, might as well drop this at the post office on our way back to town.
All right, you do that, and we'll try and get Furball out of here without whatever that was when he came in.
Yeah, I mean, I may be crazy here, but why don't you just shape into something a little smaller,
like
less
a bear?
noticeable? Jinxy? Oh no, I mean we can do much smaller than a bear, guys. What?
I mean, can he? I feel like the guy's gonna know what he can and
he's a
can't
frog.
transform into, right? And he seems to only do a bear, so
Can you be a chipmunk?
maybe a duck?
You're furry. You're
No one
furry.
would see a chipmunk.
I have never known to be a chipmunk.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, what about I don't know, a fish, a
Hmm.
bird? Like
Where
we
would
could
I
go.
swim?
Cambrius gonna walk to the door and just peek
Okay,
outside
he's
to see if
making
anyone's
some good
actually there
points here.
still.
Yeah. So there's a few people walking the streets, but more than anything, like across the street, you just see the man with the broom, who is the street sweeper. He's like surrounded by 4 people, like fanning him and giving him water and stuff, and like he's obviously having a bad day.
So Cambrius gonna call back and go, "It's all clear."
Oh, we will go
All right.
then.
Well, I mean, the post office is just around the corner. If you guys want, I could run and be back in a few minutes.
All right, I'll finish this
Okay.
ale then. We'll hang out. Hey, mutton chops. Well,
Yeah, what's up?
We'll have 2 mediums and a small furball, because I know he doesn't
Oh.
like to drink.
Yeah, sure. I'll be there right after this order, and he's just like filling up shot glasses. He's like, just, like no more than like 12 minutes. I'll be
Oh,
right
it's a
back.
Trente.
It better not be.
It's
Yeah. So eventually, Hamish will get you some beers. What's happening with I guess Zed? Do you want to pick up from the going towards the post office?
Yeah. I'm gonna head towards the post office, just kind of looking at the letter or the envelope, I should say. This is a big moment. Zed, you know. Obviously, he understands the significance of this in the Erasmus household. But he definitely thinks that this is the right thing to do to mail this letter.
Sure.
So I guess, yeah, I mean, pretty much just gonna head there and mail it off.
Okay. So the post office is essentially actually right near the north gate that you guys entered. So kind of on your way out, if you would like, you can run that out. It is called Melvin's Mail Service, and it's just kind of a small little hut that has like a horse and buggy out front of it, and across the street you can see that there is a dwarven man kind of just sitting and drinking something on his porch, kind of leaning back in a rocking chair. He looks to be kind of old, but he kind of just waves at you when you walk by. If you're going into the actual post office itself, there is a young human female who greets you.
So as I get to the door, it's like one last kind of rush of thought and, I don't know, stress really kind of overwhelming me. And he's gonna open up the letter, kind of just wanting to see what's going on. Like it's kind of a big thing, and just holding a manila envelope is doesn't carry as much weight. So he's just gonna kind of open it and look at the application itself, I guess, just in the sake of kind of like understanding the weight of what he's holding.
Sure. Roll me a sleight of hand check, please.
Absolutely. Ooh, another nat 20.
Wow.
Rolling hot.
El Fuego.
You open it with such finesse that it's just very, very easy. Yeah, you get into that thing.
Nice.
So inside, I'm not going to repeat what you see. You see everything that I described to Jinxy earlier in the episode. However, you do see the addition beside Emily Erasmus's name that does not appear to be in her handwriting.
Yes. So as I'm flipping through and I see that, kind of take a mental note of like, what a fucking idiot. I'm gonna quickly cast prestidigitation on the piece of paper there. To unsoil that
Sure.
piece of paper where that had been written down. Come to the final conclusion. Yes, I think this is definitely the right thing to do. I will put everything back into the envelope. I'll cast mending to seal it nice and crisp, and I'm going to approach the young lady at the desk.
Perfect. Yeah. So she says, "Hi, welcome to Melvin's. How can I help you?"
I'd like to mail this to the university, please.
Oh, sure. It has all the address and everything on it.
Yes, I believe so. And I'll kind of like show her the address and everything there to clearly state that I don't really mail things often. And does this look right to you?
Yeah, everything looks good. We just need to pay for some postage now. And going all the way out to the Bolster Gate, and she's kind of like doing some mental math and like taking a few quick notes. Should be, that's gonna be 3 silver. But I can do, for 5 gold we can do overnight. I don't know if that interests you, but
No, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
and I'll hand the 3 silver.
Perfect. And she says, "Well, my dad, Melvin, he's already left today, so it'll be in tomorrow's batch if that's okay. And usually a trip out that way takes, about 5 days or so, depending how fast the horse goes." And if you pay her the money, she takes the envelope, makes sure that all the stamps and everything are on it, and she thanks you for your business.
Absolutely, thank you. Enjoy your evening.
Perfect. And you see that the dwarf outside, sitting across the street, has now switched to a big, deep pipe, and he is enjoying his evening according accordingly. And that's what we're all going to do now, because we're going to close the door on this episode, and we're going to pick up with the adventuring crew next episode.
Nice.
Woo!
That's a good ending. I'm interested. I hope we can get Jinxy out of here.
Yeah.
Now you don't have papers to lie about, so.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
know. The one thing I had going.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our podcast, please rate and review 5 stars for the 5 stars of the show. A special thanks to Matthew for designing our map and to Isabel for creating our art. You can find their work on Instagram at Matthews_makings and at Laco Miles, LACOMYLES. Thanks as well to Drew Hewitt and Arcane Anthems for doing our theme and background music. For music you too can use, visit patreon.com/arcaneanthems to add the perfect theme to your home game. You can follow more Eldritch Buds news on Instagram at Eldritch Buds or on our subreddit at r/Eldritch Buddies.